Hey, it's Josh, and today I'm going to dive into why I think property is the best asset class you can invest into. It's great for financial benefits, and it's great for lifestyle, and it builds wealth as well. So there's whole raft of benefits. I'm going to break down all of these benefits, talk you through why I think it is the best investment strategy, and hopefully by the end of this video, you should have a full understanding of how property can benefit you for the short and the long term, and possibly form part of your investment strategy too. So stick around for the end of the video and let's look at how you can build some wealth. Also, I'm testing out my new microphone and OBS today, which is fun, different, exciting. But drop me a comment if you think that the video quality or the sound quality is good or bad. Always helpful to have those sorts of things as feedback. So I know you're thinking property is super expensive to get into. I don't have the deposit, I don't have the time, I don't have the knowledge, I can't do any of these things. But actually it's not that difficult. But like anything in life, where you take no risk and take no chances, then there's no reward. So you need to be able to commit to something to be able to get the benefits from it. In the same way, I don't advocate buying lottery tickets, but in the same way, if you don't buy a lottery ticket, you're never going to win the lottery. You need to be in it to win it, kind of thing. So yeah, property is definitely like there's risks and there's cash to be spent, but at the same time, there's a whole bunch of benefits and cash to be earned on the other side. And on top of that, property has a track record over history for building wealth. So typically over the last over the last 100 years or so, property prices have doubled every 10 years. So if you look at the value of your own home, you can see that property prices do typically double every 10 years. So you're buying something that's 200 or 300 grand, leveraged as well, we'll get onto that becomes 400 or 600 grand. And you get the benefit of all of those things. And if it's an asset that you live in, then yes, you don't get any cash flow benefits. But if you've got an asset that you rent out, then you do get cash flow benefits as well. So we'll get into those details too. So let's start with the long-term benefits, because really property is a long-term game. It's very unlikely that you're going to get short-term wins from this. But if you look at it over the long term, then your portfolio will almost certainly build in value. There's capital appreciation that, like I just said at the front end of the video, prices typically double every 10 years. So you're going to get that capital growth from your assets, which means you've got wiggle room in them and money to draw or equity to hold and value to have in the future. And also from a point of leverage, once you have that equity in a property, whether it's your own cash you've put in or built over time through capital appreciation, then that leverage can be used to buy more properties or buy new things, nice things. Typically, if you take it out against the property, because then it's debt, which means it's tax-free too. So another little value add there. But generally, property will appreciate over time. Secondly, property provides cash flow. If you've got something that's ready to rent or rented on the open market and rented, then you're going to get cash flow because your tenant will pay down the mortgage. So you'll probably have an interest-only mortgage. Some properties you might put on a capital repayment mortgage, but generally you'll have a mortgage that's being paid down by your tenants. Yes, you'll have some management and maintenance unless you do that yourself, which I wouldn't advocate. Definitely, if you're not looking to do anything at scale, you shouldn't really manage or maintain your properties. But once those bills are paid, then the rest is margin, is profit. So that will come into you or to your business, and you'll get that benefit. That's just cash that goes back into your pocket to be spent or to be saved or to be reinvested. The next thing is control. So not that you need to have massive amounts of control over anything and everything, but it's an asset in which you can physically see, you can touch it. It's called bricks and mortar for a reason. So you have that control over the property, so you can decide if you want to add value, if you want to sell it, if you want to increase your leverage on it and take out more loans against it. You have all of those options available to you with this asset, where typically other asset classes you don't have quite as many options to do those sorts of things. So yeah, in terms of the control of the actual asset, you have a lot more control with an investment property. Tax benefits. We all dislike paying tax. Although it is a necessary evil and we do need tax into the system. But the benefits of property are that there are lots of tax advantages to having property as your asset class. There's benefit, in terms of capital gains. Yes, you pay capital gains on the sale of assets in your own name, but and you can avoid that using a limited company. But you get less capital gains on property assets than you do on things like stocks and bonds. So there's a benefit there already. And you also have the option to offset some of that gain, include interest on your mortgage, repairs and maintenance, management costs. There's lots of things that you can offset against your property profits. to make sure that you're being as tax efficient as possible. And then we move on to the lifestyle benefits, which is kind of like the thing that I drive the most. It really does give flexibility, so you can buy buildings as long as you're not day to day on site working like a trade on your properties. Then you have almost complete freedom over where you are, the types of people that you spend your time with, the types of places in which you spend your time, the types of places in which you spend your money. So all of those benefits are available to you if you invest in the right way. So if you are tied up on site and doing the works physically yourself, then drop me a message. I'll see if I can help you out with that, because not particularly high leverage, and it won't build you a portfolio that scales over time. Another benefit is that property is a hedge against inflation. So over time, inflation erodes the value of money, and property is an asset that typically sticks with inflation. In fact, it's beaten inflation in the past. If you're on other asset classes, or if your cash is in the bank, then it's probably devaluing, whereas property is a hedge against inflation. If all this is resonating with you and you see the potential in being a property investor and building a property portfolio, then drop me a message below and we can jump on a quick call. I can help answer any questions that you have and kind of steer you on the start of your property journey. So spinning back to property, we want to go back to the lifestyle benefits, just because that's something that I really lean into. Over the last 2 winters, we've been able to spend large chunks of time, months at a time, in foreign countries in the southern hemisphere, so escaping the British weather that we all love. We all love. But yeah, we spent a good chunk of time volunteering in Africa, which was amazing. If you're interested in that sort of stuff, then have a look at my Instagram, and there's some clips on there and some ways that you can get involved. And then this winter we actually spent some time in Sri Lanka, which was beautiful, and I got to surf and be on the beach and do some deals on the beach. I remember lying on a sun lounger, and I passed 2 deals to a friend of mine that he bought, which meant cash for him, benefit for him, and cash in the bank for me. So I was able to do that remotely. And during both of those times, my portfolio was working for me, so it was putting cash into the bank, and the developments that we had on the go were under control by project managers and architects who were managing the process. So yeah, probably can certainly be hands off and hugely beneficial, and allows you to go and do the things that you really want to do. So like if you're stuck, turn the cogs in a 9 to 5, then look to property for your escape. That's exactly how I did it, and if I had to do everything again, that's exactly how I would do it again. Don't be afraid of this asset class. Don't think it's all Lamborghinis and flexing on Instagram, but also be aware that there is work and there is benefits and there are good and bad ways to go about things. So you need to be careful on those things, but we can certainly help with that if you need help. So to recap on it all, really, I think property is the best asset class because it provides the cash flow, the wealth, probably will become generational wealth, the lifestyle benefits, the tax benefits, and the ability to scale it. So you can learn a lot while you do it, and you can earn cash while you're learning, and you can get freedom back for yourself. So you can create all of these things for yourself. All you need to do is just learn some of the basics, put some strategy in place, and go forward with your investing journey. For me, property isn't just about numbers, it's about relationships and building the life that I want. And having that freedom allows me to be where I want and to do what I want with who I want. And that's the real power of property. So if you're ready to take the next step and start building your own property portfolio, take a look at a few more of our YouTube videos as they help you get started with property. And if you want to have a conversation with me or any of the people that I work with around getting started, then use the link below to book a session. We're happy to have 15 minutes to talk through any of the problems you have around property and get you set up for future. See you in the next video, guys.